Shawn Clement here, and just doing some backyard meditations again, and I'm verifying some certain things that I do better on my backhand versus my forehand. And my favorite analogy, of course, for my left-handed swing, because I am lead hand dominant, is gathering that sword and using the weight of the sword to deliver my slash. And when I have that sword, notice, you remember the knife grip. Well, I've got a really good knife on my trail hand here, and when I'm using that sword to deliver, and I feel how the trail hand, the trail index is really compressing through that particular dandelion stem, if you will. So I'm feeling over the shot, so I feel like my chest is over it. And when I gather my sword, it really feels like I'm able to compress through that dandelion stem in the direction of my target. And you'll notice a couple of the swings I had, I was losing a bit of that compression from the lid of my pressure cooker, right? So I'm gathering the sword. Now there I felt that I was falling out of it. So I'm going to gather the sword again. Oh, that felt like I was just right over that. So I'm looking for, now that I'm able to distinguish the difference between both compressions, falling out of it and staying with it, stayed with it. So all I'm doing now is I'm having my little meditation session, and I'm staying with my task, whereas I see my dandelion stem, gather my sword, slash through. There I lost it. And that's where, many of you, that was, very close to El Hazel. So I typically don't have an issue with the shanks in my right-handed swing, but once in a while in my left-handed swing I'll do the occasional one, and that's where I felt that tendency to lose my posture. Now I overdid that one because I was making sure I wasn't going to step up there. So let's stay with the task. Gather. Wow, amazing. That felt awesome. See the stem. Does I feel like I can stay in balance throughout my slash? Yes, I'm slashing. Yes, I'm slashing. And use the weight of the sword to deliver my slash. So I feel like I'm able to stay with that. Now it's just a matter of how much, power can I slash with the least amount of effort possible. That felt pretty darn good. Felt really squeezed. Now I feel like I'm getting more compression if I let my lead heel come off the ground. That feels like I can actually access more momentum. So I'm increasing momentum. How do I increase momentum? Oh yeah, there it is. So today, this evening, I am compressing with more authority and less effort, allowing my lead heel to come off the ground. So gather, and it's because one of the things that you really don't want to worry about, and this is something we talked about in the past, because I'm going to use the weight of the sword to perform the slash, that lead heel has to go down and get the ground in order to, slash that sword through that dandelion stem. So I'm really not worried about that heel coming off the ground if I stay focused on slashing that dandelion stem. So gather. Oh yeah, that felt amazing. So I felt like I had more velocity with a lot more ease. So you see how we're getting down into a nice little rabbit hole without coming out of the task itself. I'm not thinking about body parts and stuff like that. I'm just thinking about how much more efficiently can I slash the sword with my lead arm. How, you know, so I'm only looking for that. So gather. Oh, awesome. So I'm also feeling in my left-handed swing, and that's Greg Norman had the same thing. You'll see him slap himself across the back because his lead arm is the one that's slowing everything down, but yet I have that helicopter finish, more like Bubba Watson, on my right-handed swing because of my dominant trail hand. And Bubba's dominant left hand as well. He's playing to his forehand. So when I feel myself, when I feel the club slap across my back, it feels like there's some excess energy there that's being dissipated through that slap on the back. There it is. So it feels like that's what I'm using to slow things down. I believe you'll see Fred Funk do that as well. So far so good. And so there's 7-iron. We'll do a couple of 3-irons. Feel that nice slash of the sword. So I've got a longer sword is all. I got my ball position. I'm going left edge of my intermediate point there. And I'm just looking for the quality of the slash. There we go. So that was borderline. That would have been a good shot. It was nicely compressed. It was like 1/8 of a groove thin. I think I would have been pretty happy with that one. Watch it, Reese. Don't want to be there. Come on. Move. There you go. Lie down. Stay. Good boy. So I'm looking for a nice slash, just in case. We'll move away from Reese here. There we go. He's a pretty good dog. Doesn't faze him at all. So I'm going to go nice fade to the left edge of my intermediate point. And I'm looking for that huge slash of the sword with very, very little effort. Oh yeah, felt awesome. I think I may bring the flight scope unit in here for my future sessions, so you guys have a much better idea of, you know, distances that and spin and all that stuff that I'm hitting with these shots, which is very secondary for me. In the summertime, I see ball flights. It's not really an issue. I'm just looking at, you know, how the ball's flying and how the ball is feeling when it's coming off the club face, and that's all I really need to distinguish my shots. So, hope you enjoyed that little session. We'll see you in the next one.